Hey, this message goes out to all my chosen ones. Hey, look, it's amazing how as time goes by, you sit back and think about, growing up and, you know, coming out of certain environments and everything and different things that you went through with people, betraying you even from a younger age and you didn't even look at it like that. You just kind of bypassed it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just, just a thing of growing up. It's something that you've been through in life, and you look back on all the people in your life, the good and the bad, even the times before we came to the Most High. And you look at life and you just, you really never know people throughout life. People can seem one way, and a lot of people throughout my life have had on a mask, to conceal who they really were. And it's really time when you get to sit back and think about things, and think about how many people betrayed you in life, you know what I'm saying? Family members, relationships, you know what I'm saying? People who, you considered homies and homegirls and you know what I'm saying? Day ones, just people who you was real close to, people that did, that were supposed to be there for you. And because because you've been there for them. And you think about just how many people betrayed you in life, and you just think about, just how people aren't who they seem to be. And I understand now a lot of things that I didn't, way back when. Of course, because wisdom comes with age sometimes, because I know a gang of people older than me, they still stuck on the same thing. And when you go through a lot of things with people and the Most High takes you through a lot of things, it makes you appreciate stuff even though it hurt, and it makes you realize things that people, just like I said before, people aren't who they seem to be. And I understand now why the Most High looks at the heart, because we look at it how we look at it as people. You can judge somebody and look at their actions and say, they seem solid, or you know what I'm saying, that's a good dude, or that's a good good girl or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? But you don't really know what's on the inside of a person. And life has taught me that. You know what I'm saying? From walking into situations where, like I would give my life for people. And at the same time, these people had nothing but evil intentions for me, setting my life up for it to be taken, walking me right into setups. I mean, literally walking me in. And it was only by the grace of the Most High with different situations, all situations really, that I was able to make it out. Being around people who had demons in them plotting for my life, you know what I'm saying? And just like I said before, it you understand now why the Most High looks at the heart. You know what I'm saying? Because we can say things and we can do things, you know, with an ulterior motive to it. And I've seen that throughout life. And I'm sure, the majority of people in life, you know what I'm saying? Those the ones that aren't blind, have as well. Because some people just don't get it and they still keep trusting people. And um, it says right here in Jeremiah 17:9, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? You know, Most people are led by emotions, desires, you know what I'm saying? And things that motivate us aren't always the best things sometimes, you know? So it's always good to me just to use, to be real with you, just to use discernment and pray all the time because people aren't who they seem to be in this life. I seen it all growing up. I seen it throughout my lifetime. I see it now. People aren't who they pretend to be. You know what I'm saying? Because what I mean by that, not saying that people trying to be I don't know, I'm just saying like people as far as people just pretending they down for you. People pretending that they cool with you and hate your guts at the same time. You know, you gotta realize that, and I know it's a lot of people that go into you know, life just thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? With that saved by the bell mentality. As far as, everybody's your friend or everybody's your homie or your homegirl, or you know what I'm saying, if they do something, that seems decent, then they straight or they solid, but people aren't who they pretend to be. Most people got demons in them and motivated by envy and jealousy, you know, especially nowadays, because nobody's going to the most high most of the time for things. Most people are going to witchcraft, for a lot of things. I mean the majority of the people of this world, you know what I'm saying? That's why most of this world is gonna perish. And I'm not saying it like, like I got everything on smash, because you know what I'm saying, I gotta work on myself every day as well and seek Yah every day. Nothing is just, just open and shut like that, because as much as we want to do good, our flesh is always on us trying to get us to do bad, especially in these last days. So that was my first time hearing somebody say this. If the devil can't get you doing bad, he'll get you doing good, you know, and he'll try to twist things up to make it seem like it's good when it's really bad. It has an ulterior motive in it. So always understand people are, and I mean people, all of us, you know what I'm saying? Because we're in this flesh, you know. But you really think about it, you never really know a person, you know. And I see that throughout my life. And I know it's good people in life. And y'all showed me that, because I didn't think so at first, because going through so much betrayal with people and going through so many people just walking out of my life and just doing me dirty for no reason, just being scandalous toward me for no reason, you know, or so I thought. It's a reason for everything. As we know, people come and go out of our lives all the time. And when people leave out of your life, don't stop it from going. Because a lot of times, if you're trying to pursue the Most High, those things are meant for your protection, whether you see it or not. And it may hurt sometimes, you know, but at the same time, it's being done for your good, because we don't know people like we think we know people, you know. None of us can just look at a person and just, decipher if they're good or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Holy Spirit does when he gives us discernment, but be careful in these last days, because nothing is what it seems. It's a lot of people already have woken up to the fact that everything is a lie, everything is an illusion that we've been told and shown each and every day to keep us from getting close to the Most High. But I love y'all. Stay pushing for y'all until the casket drop on everything. Until next time, y'all willing? Peace.